Good evening, everyone. It has been a really long time. I know it has been like, I think half a year. If I remember correctly, it has been like half a year, or maybe not half a year, quarter of a year. I guess it was like quarter of a year. Yeah, I'm really sorry for that, but university started again, and I just don't have the time to stream so often and to make videos and so on. But I had this project on my mind since March. I think it was March when this game was released, or was it April? Something like this. I had this game on my mind, and I really wanted to play it. So yeah, that's why we're gonna play it now. I'm most likely gonna put it on YouTube as well because yeah, why not put it on YouTube also when we have it, right? So yeah, the game is Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright, the whole trilogy. It's like 3 games, and I don't know if some of you know it. They have been released for the Nintendo DS. I played 2 of them, I think. So it's very possible that I know some like results to the riddles already. Some yeah, so it's probably not going to be as interesting as someone who did play the game already. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to try to do it like, it's new for me, and also I'm pretty sure I forgot a lot of things because it was like, I don't know, when was it? 5 years ago or something like that when I played it on the DS, and you can forget a lot of details in this in this long time. So yeah, we're gonna start this again. I'm gonna play this. I don't know how long I'm gonna stream. I guess probably for 2 to 3 hours. So I think we can get quite far in this game, and I'm so super excited because I loved this game. I absolutely loved it. So yeah, I would say let's just start, right? Play this game, Justice for All. No, we're gonna start with the first one, right? Oh yeah, right, and each of the games had different episodes. And I know this one. I know this one. Okay. This is gonna be interesting. Let's see. I can't get caught, not like this. Someone like him. I make it look like he did it. So, okay, so this is really interesting because normally you don't know who did it, and you're like just finding out as the attorney does, as Phoenix Wright does. But right now we know who was the killer, so we just have to prove it, right? Right. Oh, hey, Chief. Ooh, I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you and your client as well. Aw, thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want, oh, sorry. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, that's him. It sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Nick? Hey there, Larry. Dude, I am so guilty. Tell me that I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. I'm finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death. The newspapers say it was you. Oh god, this is gonna be so funny. Okay. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky snap dating her. Larry Butts. My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the bus. Butts? Butts? I think it's Butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack of getting himself into trouble. One thing I can say though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. And I owe him one, which is why I took the case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do. But however speak the judge. Oh my god. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. I'm so terrible with voices, I'm so sorry. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Ooh, handshaking, eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. Larry Butts. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me what's the victim's name? Whew, I know this one. Glad I read the case report cover so many times. It's... wait, uh-oh. No, no way. I forgot. I'm drawing totally blank here. Phoenix! Are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name. Oh, the victim, of course. I know the victim's name. I just forgot temporarily. I think I can feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press RB in our case. Check it at any time, okay? Okay. Case report. Can I read this? Hello? Profiles. Cindy Stone, age 22, the victim. Okay, Cindy Stone, she was a model, lived alone in her apartment by herself. Okay. Remember to check it after. Do it for me, please, I'm begging you. Mr. Wright, who's the victim in this case? Cindy Stone. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was Hit with a blunt object. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then, first, a question for the prosecution, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor? It was a little bit too high of a voice. He has a very, very feminine voice. As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was? The murder weapon was the statue of the thinker, who was found lying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepted into evidence. Statue was added to the court record. Yay! Then we can probably look at it later. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use... yeah, I know. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand. Dave, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You will get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything. Unfortunate. Uh-oh, Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, what's your buddy? We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me. Ever. What's it to you anyway? Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing another man. He had just returned from overseas, with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies, all of it, lies. I don't believe a word of it. Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. Indeed, she appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way! The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. Took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude, you can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. This guy is really... prejudiced. The poor woman. I mean, she's dead. How can you talk bad about a dead person? Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question. Okay, wait, let me shortly check. Can I check this? Why can't I? Okay. The victim apparently arrived home from Paris on the 7:37, the day before the murder. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth all in the wrong direction. Should I stop him from answering? My client had no idea the victim was seeing another man. Hello, Selena. That question is irrelevant to this case. Oof. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That's cheating. Dog. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop that. Yeah, and when I met her, I'm going to get to the button of this. Why is it suddenly... Okay, now I can. Let's continue with the trial, shall we? I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone. Yes, quite. Oh boy, that's so not looking good. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Uh-oh, he went. What do I do? Okay, guys, what should we do? Should we let him answer or should we stop him from answering? I mean, if we have a witness which saw him there, we can't really do anything, so... I mean, otherwise how would they know that he went the other day, right? Huh. I guess I would have him answer, honestly. Yeah, but Selena, if we stop him, and there's a witness which can place him there, he, like, looks like a liar. So I guess it's better if we, like, just have him answer, honestly. I know, I will send him a signal. Tell the truth. Oh my god, Phoenix, this does not work like this. Yeah, I was there. I went. How did that work? Oh my god. They don't have like a telepathic connection, the two of them. That's really interesting. Order. Well, Mr. Butts. Dude, chill. He wasn't home, man, so like, I didn't see her. Oh my god, this objection. Your Honor, the defendant is lying. Lying? The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying. See, I knew there was a witness. It would make sense. Otherwise, they wouldn't have said that someone saw him there. I mean, otherwise, why would the prosecution say something which is not provable? That wouldn't make sense. Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness? The man who found the victim's body just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Order, order in the courtroom. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor. Ah, this is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sarwit to the stand. Oh my god, guys, this is the murderer! So, everyone who came now, we had at the beginning, we had an opening scene where we saw this guy with the murder weapon killing that woman. So we know actually that he's the murderer, we just have to prove it. Mr. Sarwit, sell newspaper subscriptions, is this correct? Oh yes, newspapers, yes. Mr. Sarwit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. Oh god, I hate this, okay. Whew, we can do this. We have to listen to him and point out, like, contradictions in his testimony, and I really hate this because it's not easy. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found the public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was without a doubt the defendant sitting right over there. Harry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Oh, come on, Phoenix. We know that he's not... Okay, he doesn't know. Just we know as the, as the player. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Starwood used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. Wait. Electricity to Mrs. Stone's building was cut out from noon to 6 p.m. Wait, noon is like 12, right? 12 a.m. Okay. No, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? You may begin your cross-examination. Oh yeah, Selena, you're right. Noon is at 12 p.m. Cross-examination, Your Honor? Alright, White. This is it, the real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why? You exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do we prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find the contradiction between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. Open the court record. Then point out contradictions in the testimony. Okay. I was going door to door when I saw a man fleeing the apartment. Okay, let me shortly check the evidence. The badge, okay. Time of the death. Oh! Wait. Time of the death is 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Didn't the guy say something about 1 p.m.? I think he did. Let me check it. I thought he must be in a hurry. Okay. Thinking is strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw lying there a woman not moving that. I thought to call the police. "1 p.m. There, he said it. 1 p.m. But that's not correct because the murder was between 4 to 5. How could he have seen her lying dead there at 1 p.m.? Present. RB. 1 p.m. Are you certain? Yes, absolutely. He seems really confident. 1 p.m. Right. Doesn't that seem strange to you? Present some evidence to contradict him. Yes, I want to present something. Oh my god. Yes, so... 1 p.m. Are you certain? Yes, absolutely. He seems really confident. Present some evidence. Yeah, I want to. How do I present the evidence? I was pressing. Okay. Sorry, what was my bad? I was pressing instead of presenting evidence directly. So, we have the autopsy report. Present. Objection! Woohoo! You found the body at 1 p.m. Are you sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at some time after 4 p.m. There was nobody to, No body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? Oh, that. Oh, I love this guy. His objection was so funny. This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sorwit, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.? That's a really good question. Great job, White. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. He threw one and the whole story falls apart. Wait, I remember now. Would you care to give us your testimony again? You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a tape program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. Okay. I see. Hear the voice saying the time on the tape program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Wait, but how could he have heard a videotape if the power was out? This doesn't make sense. This guy is really bad at lying. Right. You know what to do. I've got this one. Okay, so... yeah, I hear there was a voice saying the time was probably coming from the television. Okay. We probably can... Okay, let's first crash this. Are you sure it was a television and not a radio? Oh my god, Phoenix! Such an irrelevant question! Oh my god. Well, no, I guess it might have been a radio. Incidentally, there was no radio on the premises. It was only one large television. Right. I can't put my finger on it, but something about this seems fishy. Yes, there was a blackout. Oh my god, guys, don't you listen? Something about hearing the television. The witness has testified he heard the time. Okay. Wait, but it was from noon to 6 p.m. Oh, he could... Wait, okay, so he said the time was 3 hours off, which means it was 3 p.m. But then we still had the blackout, so we can present that. Hold it, right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. He couldn't have heard a television or a video. The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sorwit? No, I find it quite puzzling myself, quite. Wait, I remember now. Mr. Sorwit, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. You seem rather... Oh, that's one of that judge. And you seem rather distraught. My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Sorwit. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. Okay. You saw a clock? I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly. Okay, whew, what do we have here? I would like to see the court record. How do I... a statue in the shape of the thinker. Rather heavy. Didn't you say the guy was murdered with a knife or something? No, Selena. Actually, the murder weapon was this statue. And the victim died by being hit with a blunt object and lost too much blood and died because of that. So yeah, the victim was murdered by this, probably by this statue. But the guy said it's a clock. How is this a clock? Oh, maybe the display in front is the clock? Oh. Okay, let's see. Actually, I didn't hear the time I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. Yeah, probably can present a statue, Selena, but I don't know at which that means read first. That must have been what I saw. Now find the contradiction. Haha! Yeah, where? I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it. Okay, let's press him first on that. The murder weapon? Yes, the table clock that was used as a weapon. That's what I just said. Did you do something in the middle of my testimony or something? Something's fishy here. Okay. Okay, we're gonna present that. Present. Let's see if that's correct. Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was a statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? What? You, with your objections, your evidence, just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Salwood. I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may? Yes, Mr. Payne? As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You tilt it and it says the time out loud. And it doesn't look like a clock. I submitted it as a statue. My apologies. I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Oh, jeez. I thought we had him. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with this testimony now? Okay, we have to think. So, we have this clock. And when you tilt the clock, it says the time. He said he saw it. Yes, Selena, you're right. He said, after he said he heard it. Yeah, that's for sure a contradiction. I don't know if it's relevant though, because what difference does it make? But we can press him for that, so we have problems with his testimony. Alright. Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in its hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Oh my god, Phoenix! You're a genius! See, I didn't even think of that. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he... went into the apartment, probably? You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it! Prove it I went in there! I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Oh, Phoenix is on fire right now. Yes. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sawit, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Would the witness care to elaborate? Do you strike the victim with the clock? The day I never... Look, the clock, I heard, no, I mean, I saw, Oh my god! It just threw his wig at Phoenix's face. Oh. Shut up! I hate you! It was him! I tell you, I saw him! He killed her! And he should burn! Give him death! Oh my god, chill. Oh my god. Order! Order in the court, I say. Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense claims. Mr. Wright, Your Honor? You claim the signed witness here came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? Oh, the whole case is riding on this. I better think it through carefully. Your Honor, the sign Mr. Sawit heard was definitely a clock. A fact which is clear if you simply... Examine the clock's batteries, ask the neighbors, try sounding the clock. If you say this wrong, we get damage. So, let's think. He said he heard something, right? And what he said he heard was that 1 p.m. Right? That's what he heard. So the clock said 1 p.m. Why would the clock say 1 p.m.? Because the time was off by like 2 hours, he said. So it wouldn't have the real time. If you sound the clock, it should be a few hours off. Yes, right, Selena. I think we should try sounding the clock. I guess that's the most logic one. Let's sound the clock now. Here, in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I asked the court to listen very carefully. That currently is a stray range to announce the time. Well, he's the thinker after all. So we have here the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is right now? It's 11:25. Ah! As you can see, the clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely this discrepancy between what Mr. Sawit heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sawit, try to talk your way out of this one. Ha ha ha! You forgot one thing. Uh-oh, what is about talking now? While it may seem like the clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. But he's right. I am going to prove that. Damn it, I was so close. Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately. This ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sawit. Oh, come on! For real? Shit, we had him. We had him. Oh my god. I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal. You lawyers are all the same. Ah, I almost had him. Sorry, Larry, I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Oh, shit. Oh! Not so fast, Mr. Soviet. Oh, now it's Mia's time. Mia! I mean, Chief. Listen up, Wyatt. Don't throw this one away, not like this. Think! But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking outside of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you will have your proof. Right? Oh my god, right? Oh my god, this is... Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Wait, let me see the autopsy report, the statue, passport. The victim apparently home from Paris. Okay, so we're in the States and she came from Paris. She came from Europe. She came from Europe. Maybe she had the clock with her? I don't know, is there 3 hours difference between the States and Europe? Maybe? I mean, it's the only thing I could think of. Other than that, I really don't know what... It's way more... really? But then what else? I don't think we can present the statue again. But we have to say yes, otherwise we're gonna be done. Yeah, but the clock is 3 hours early, not late. We are 3 hours later than the clock. Wait, maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it. Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder? Have you found evidence to support this claim? Of course. There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond doubt. Ha! No worries. Let's see how you pull this one off. Let's see the evidence that proves why the clock was running slow. It's the only thing I can think of. So let's present this. The victim just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. Ah! The next day! That's why! The clock doesn't say a.m. p.m. It just says the time. That's why. That's why. That makes sense. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow. It was 9 hours fast. Oh my god, mind blow. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her head in her apartment was wrong. But why would someone carry a statue that announced the time with them on the plane? Why? Okay, but she is a model, so I don't know, maybe. Okay, no, I don't want to say anything against models. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sawwood? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? Oh, I think he just collapsed. Oops. Order, I say. Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, you witness? He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete the defense so quickly and find the true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty! Woohoo! We did it, guys! Woohoo! That was fast. And with that, this court is adjourned. It turns out that Frank Sarwood was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the houses. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sarwood let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching a place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sarwood grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. Oh, I still can't believe we won. Right! Good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial, and on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Ah, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait, no, I mean, bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Wendy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was Nah, never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts, innocent. Thanks, I really owe you one. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner? Movie? My treat? Oh, no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present? For me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Wow, thank you. I keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick, can you believe it? I was so into that chick, and she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you want to cry? Larry, are you so sure? Excuse me. I think she shot quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me, it's okay. I am not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right? Oh my god, could you stop with this right? It's really annoying. Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? Well, he just said that he made the clock for her, right? So probably the only proof is that she took the clock with her to Paris. I mean, really, why would you carry a statue with you if it wouldn't have sentimental value to you? I mean, that's the only thing I can imagine why you would take a statue with you, right? So I guess that's the answer. Check this out, Larry. Proof positives you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? What about the clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled. Whatever, she probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. My words exactly. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, no. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little better. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things can change depending on how you look at them. People too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner? I mean, we'll drink a toast to innocent butts. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah, part at least. You'll have to tell me more about it sometime, maybe. Over drinks? Is she flirting with White? Uh, and so my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends. But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us unless you count the clock he just gave Mia." I didn't know then, but that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident, and my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. What? Oh my god, no! I think I know what the next case is, and I really don't want to play it. Oh my god, it was so sad. Oh. Okay. The end. Okay, good. We played the first episode, I guess.